Katie goes off to class, but she finds it very hard to listen to anything. She just can't stop thinking about her talk with Belinda. They say they were all right. They say they weren't interested in Leon. But, well, anyone could see Belinda was lying. And what about you? She thinks to herself. You weren't telling the truth, were you? Less than a week ago, she was thinking about how happy she was without a man in her life. Then Leon comes along, and everything starts going wrong. You need to stay away from Leon, she tells herself. You need to go and talk to Belinda and make sure she's okay. And you need to stop thinking about him. When class finishes, she goes to the canteen to find Belinda. She's going to sit her down and say she's sorry for not speaking to her all week. She's going to say, Belinda, if you want to go out with Leon, that's fine. That's what she wants to do. But when she walks into the canteen and sees them sitting together, everything changes. Leon is sitting with his back to Katie, but she can see he's telling a story. Belinda is looking at him as if he's the most important thing in the world. And she's eating a salad. You hate salad, thinks Katie. You hate salad even more than you hate basketball. Belinda starts to laugh. Katie goes to the other end of the room and sits down. She walks right by where Belinda is sitting, not saying anything, just wanting to let her know she's there. Belinda doesn't see her. She's too busy looking into Leon's eyes. Katie's trying to think about what to do when Mike Gomez asks if he can sit with her. Mike's a friend of hers from soccer, and Belinda's ex-boyfriend. He doesn't look very happy, and Katie can guess why. Hey, Katie, Mike says. Hi, Katie replies. Who is he? Mike says. Mike, don't bring me into it, Katie says. We only broke up on Saturday, Mike says. She says I play too much soccer, that she doesn't want to be with someone who does sports all the time. Yeah, I heard that, Katie says. He looks sporty to me, Mike says. He plays basketball, Katie says. Basketball, Mike says. She hates basketball. A few people are looking over at them. Mike's really nice, but he can get angry about things, and now he's getting red in the face. When did she meet him? Mike. Come on, Katie. It's only been a few days. Please, Mike, Katie says. Don't ask me. I know you're Belinda's friend, Mike says. I don't want you to tell me much. I just need to know when they met. That's all. Katie knows she should tell him the truth. She should say they only met on Monday. She knows she should do that. But sitting there, seeing Belinda laughing like that, please don't ask me, Mike, she says. So that's how it is, Mike says. He gets up and starts walking over to Belinda and Leon's table. Mike, wait a second, Katie says, but not very loudly. Belinda looks embarrassed at first, but as Mike starts to speak, her face goes white. Katie can't hear what he's saying, but he's moving his arms a lot. Leon looks like he doesn't know what's happening. A lot of people are looking over at them now. Belinda says something else, but Mike shakes his head and starts to walk away. Belinda follows him out. Everybody's watching. Leon looks around, sees Katie, then puts his arms up as if to say, "What was that all about?" Well, thinks Katie, that's not good. Katie's thinking she'd like to go and hide somewhere, But before she can, Leon starts making his way over to her table. Can I run before he gets here? She wonders. She really doesn't want to have to talk about Belinda and Mike. And what's more, she's eating pizza. She really doesn't want Leon to think she's the kind of girl who eats pizza for lunch. She stands up, but before she can get away, Leon's in front of her. Can I sit here? He says. Sure, Katie replies. Were you going somewhere? Leon asks. Oh no, she says, sitting back down. Wow, pizza, Leon says, putting a salad on the table. That's why Belinda was eating salad. I don't know why I have this, really, Katie says. I usually have salad as well, like you. I don't eat a lot of pizza or anything, Leon laughs. Sometimes you just need it though, right? He says. Yes, Katie says. Sometimes you do, don't you? Maybe this is going to be okay. After all, she thinks, eating some of the pizza. Listen, Leon says. Can I ask you something? What was that all about? All what about? She asks. Belinda and him. Mike, is it? I understand if you don't want to say. Mike's Belinda's boyfriend. I mean, he was Belinda's boyfriend. Was or is? Leon asks. Was, Katie tells him, until Saturday. You mean last Saturday? He sounds as if he doesn't quite believe it. Yeah, Katie says. Oh, I see, he says. Wow, I was thinking, maybe she's interested in me. But you're saying, wow, is she always like this? Leon, she's my friend, so I don't really want to answer that question. Okay, he says. Okay, I see. Oh, you're bad, Katie, she thinks. You like her as well, right? She asks. No, Leon says. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I wasn't thinking about meeting anyone. After last time. Last time, Katie says. This sounds interesting. I shouldn't say anything. We don't know each other at all, so... I understand. Talk to me if you want to. If it's difficult, that's okay, too. That's really nice of you, Katie, he says. Hey, why not? My last girlfriend. She broke my heart, I guess. No way, Katie says. I can't believe that. We were together all through school, but when we got to college, she said, I can't be with you anymore. It's too difficult at different colleges. And that was the end. That's so bad, Katie says. I had a bad time with my last boyfriend, too. And now, Leon says, I feel better now, she says. You have to move on, right? He looks right into her eyes as he says it. You do, Katie says. I've got to be moving on, too. Why? Leon asks. Did I say something wrong? No, Katie says. Nothing like that. I just don't want Belinda to see us talking. Why? I don't know, Katie says. She can be a little, A little what? Leon asks. I see, says Leon, thinking about it. Maybe later, Katie says. I'm on Brent and Friends, Soccer Girl 144. What's Brent and Friends? Leon asks. Of course, you're new. It's the website for the students here. I see, Leon says, smiling again. I'll check it out later. Soccer Girl 144. You do that, Katie says. She gets up and leaves him, then, not looking back. Why is it, she thinks, that being bad feels so good?